Good afternoon and welcome to Table Talk on 802 Scoop, live from the Inside Scoop studio at 185 North Main Street in Barrie. Good to see you all this afternoon. Just a quick show today because Jeff is going to duck out and go to a city council meeting, which not a huge agenda tonight. It's all executive session. So, but it's a meeting that's starting at 5 as opposed to 6 tonight. So we're going to go quick, move through just a couple of things, but pretty much just checking in to say hello and to talk about a couple of really good things that have happened today. And of course to say April Fools, right?
April Fool's Day.
Yeah. Do you got any, have you pulled any good fast ones on anybody today?
No, I didn't pull any today. No. I'm always worried about the retaliations. That's,
Yes, so you have to be careful of that. And you probably pull enough jokes all the time. So.
On me?
Yeah.
Raylene?
So, I know Glenn Brummer, he's with us. He's a jokester, so he's probably been pulling them all day, for sure. But as some of you may remember, we had a jar. I posted up a jar a couple of weeks ago that was, it was called I just wanted you to put a positive word in the jar. And I didn't tell you at the time that it was going to be a contest. And then have kind of played a couple of jokes since and said, no joke on the first. We will pull one person's name. We'll add them to the spin wheel. We had 171 entries,
wow,
which was pretty cool.
That's great.
And really only a couple of words were repeats. Almost all of them were a different word.
That's amazing.
So that was kind of cool. And but then as the April Fool's part, after we drew the first winner this morning, the wheel picked it for us, thank goodness. Julie Messier won the first spin of the wheel, and she chose the $50 gift card to Tasty Bites. Well, then the April Fool's part, like an hour later, I let it out of the bag and said, April Fools were really, because one, we know two really important words are small business. So we were offering 3 gift cards, and the winner could choose which one they wanted.
Oh, nice.
Well, we decided to give all 3 away. So we spun the wheel 2 more times so that we could give away 2 more $50 gift cards. And the other winners were Catherine Lee, and she took the $50 gift card to Campo Divino, and Alexandra Johns, who has the $50 gift card to The Meltdown. I'm losing my breath. So all 3 were winners, and
nice.
then so were our local business people.
Yep, that's great.
Need the little, up sometimes. A lot of times, it's tough.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to the 3 winners.
Yes, but that's a good April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't,
That's not even an April Fool's joke.
Right,
It's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I was joking around that we were only going to choose one, but it's a great thing. And like I said, we get to support everyone. Joe Edson has just signed on, and he reminds me that we need to remind everyone that tomorrow is Wing Wednesday at the VFW, Post 790, right on Route 302. Have you ever been to Wing Wednesday?
No, I haven't. No.
You have to go up with me some night. It's a
All
lot
right.
of fun. You can go up, get really good wings.
Yep.
Ron Tallman is usually in the kitchen cooking those up. Every once in a while, Donna Thunder's there. When Donna's there, they call it Wing-a-Ding.
Wing-a-ding.
Because she's gonna sing and all of that good stuff. I don't know. I think maybe they should. I can't decide if they're picking on her by calling it Wing-a-Ding, or if it's just her and her amazing sense of humor.
I think she's got a great sense of humor.
Yes, that she does. But Wing Wednesday, we'll have to go up someday.
Yeah.
The drinks there are amazing.
Yeah.
They make incredible Bloody Marys, just so you know. Even though most of the time I'm just a beer girl, but yeah, we'll have to go up there. Wing Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 5:30, and sometimes is Wing a Ding and Sing with Donna Thunder on Wednesday nights. So a couple of interesting things going on in Montpelier, and you and I chatted about this for a quick second before we went live, but they're talking about maybe passing or doing away with, passing a law to do away with Vermont state inspections for cars. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's like I told you earlier, I can't see completely doing away with inspections. I mean, I can see, passing a vehicle if it's got a check engine light, or something minor. But with no inspections, I mean, I've seen cars on the road now that probably shouldn't be on the road. Their fenders are flapping in the wind, the tires are bald. And it's not just for the driver's safety, it's for everybody else that's on the road.
For sure. And I always thought, well, at least we could say if they were going to do away with it, that they said if, vehicles that are 10 years or more, you absolutely have to have it done. But then we have to enforce it.
Right.
Right. I'm always shocked at the number of white handmade paper plates in people's back windows that you can barely see, these temporary registrations and stuff. And so, I mean, if you've got a big family, you just keep putting in somebody else's name every 60 days.
Wow.
I mean, you can have a registration for a really long time.
And really, you could do it for an inspection sticker too. I mean, now that they've changed, they're always yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just get a piece of yellow paper, put it in the bottom of your windshield, at a distance. All they're going to see is the yellow and say, oh, yeah, he's got an inspection sticker.
Yeah. It seems they've definitely made some changes that seem really appealing, but when you really think about them, they're maybe not as appealing as they sound. I definitely think the newer vehicles, when we get into talking about, we were talking about Johnny Bedeau, and he has voiced this many times, that he had to do a whole brake job on his truck that he barely drives because it had rust on the rotors. And that just seems stupid and silly for things like that. That's costing people a whole lot of money that they don't need to have.
Just seems like in the old days, they'd take them in and they'd clean them up and put your tires back on and send you on your way. It's a little extreme now. Like I said, with like a check engine light, they can 9 out of 10 times they can fix that for you right there at the garage that's doing your inspection.
Yeah, and I've had that happen to me because I didn't tighten my gas cap enough clicks when I put gas in it. Another time, I think it happened to me because, I'm used to it now, but when I first got the car that I have right now, it's a hybrid. So when you're sitting, it shuts off. And if you pull into the gas station and you put on the brake, even if you put it into park, it won't idle in gas mode. It is electric, so you don't know it's running. Well, I left it running and I was pumping gas, and the gas kicked back on because it was idling too long. And then that made it trip the check engine sensor.
Oh, yeah.
And so then again, back to the garage to get that light checked, get it turned off, and not because of inspection, just because it was on, and like, what the hell did I do to my brand new car already? And then I didn't want my dad swearing to God that it happened because I went over a certain speed before the 5,000 mile mark, because I hadn't even made it that far yet. And he would have been convinced that that's what I had done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens in a lot of the new vehicles. If you go over the max speed before 5,000 miles, it will trip it. And in some cases, there are things on your warranty that are void if you do that.
Wow.
It's right in your contract.
Wow.
Yeah, but not a lot of dealers tell you. You have to be careful. You have to really know which make and models do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
I never knew that.
and mine is one of those. Um, if you uh, if you hook up to the new cars, you get all these alerts on your phone. It knows everything you do. So if you, which is worse than that State Farm thing. That what is that little thing they put in your car? Well, now your finance company, the car place, they all know your driving habits.
Yeah.
So I don't hook my phone to my car
Boy,
for that reason.
I don't want anybody to know my driving
No,
habits.
me either. It's nobody's business if I brake hard or
Yeah.
go way over the speed limit or what I do.
Yeah, I don't want them to know I'm going 80 miles an hour out in West Danville. I mean,
Right.
geez.
That's nobody's business. Nobody's business at all.
There's no other cars on the road. I'm not bothering anybody.
That's right. And if you have to corner hard, it's just you don't need Toyota to know about that. I don't think so anyway. But that's just a few things that they're working on, and I know it's been talked about a lot, and a lot of the comments that I've read, a lot of people think it's be a really good idea, but mostly I think people think that just because they feel like they're being taxed to death, and then they're having to pay for these repairs that are astronomical. I mean, we're not a full brake job is a lot of money with some of the vehicles today and the kinds of brakes that they have. So it's not a cheap fix to do that once
No.
a year.
And the automakers have they made it harder on car owners. Back in the 60s, 70s, you could do a lot of stuff yourself. And now they've got, all these computer things in there, and unless you're some computer genius, you got to bring it somewhere. You
Right,
can't
and
do
you
it
need
yourself.
to be able to reset all
Yeah.
of the codes and different things like that, and
Yeah.
you can't on your own. I know, definitely way different times. I mean, I talk about that. I laughed not long ago when I had to buy winter tires because they're so expensive. And I remember my first car ever. I think I was 17 when I bought it, and we would just go to Budson's and buy those sandpaper retreads
Yeah.
or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And you could get like 4 of them for under $100 put on the car. And you were good to go. Those things would take you anywhere.
Yep.
And now we worry about getting studs and all this stuff in the tires.
Yeah.
I agree, no all seasons, but
Right. You got to have at least winter tires. I don't think I've ever had studded. I just get winter tires, and
yeah,
if you know how to drive in snow, you're fine. You just you don't act crazy. And yeah, the old sandpaper retreads when B&L Tire was
Yeah, B&L, that's what it
downward
was.
beverage
B&L,
beer and is
yeah.
now. Yeah.
that's what we used to. That's what we did,
Yep.
and it was no big
I
deal.
think there was something like $20 a tire, if that.
Yeah, it was for 4 tires for my car, all 4 tires, and then mounted and balanced.
Yeah.
Of course, it was just under $1,100.
Yeah.
Like just barely under.
Yeah.
Scary thought, and I'm gonna need the all seasons here pretty soon, because I do put a ton of miles on my car.
Yeah.
So the 2 seasons is the most I'm ever gonna get out of any tire.
And see, that's another thing that they could fail your inspection. Bald
Right.
tires.
Bald tires,
Yeah.
yeah. You have to have quite a bit of tread actually,
Yeah.
to pass inspection, which surprised me because I've certainly had tires that were worse than that before. And so, yeah, it's another thing that they can tag you for and say, no, we got to have. But then you get into, do you know? Like, do you know all the rules? So are you in a dealership? You have to make sure that you're at a dealership or a garage that you truly trust, so that you're going in there and they're not selling you a line of bullshit so that you think your car's going to fail and you're paying out through the nose for all of this work to be done,
Yeah.
which I know happens. And I know, I know some people that it has happened to. And I hate to say it, but it's true. If you're female, you really have to be careful because they see you coming, and they know that you may not know everything there is to know, and so that still comes into play, but I don't think as much anymore. I think it's still as much, but it's across the board because, as you said, everything is so different that you're not going to even know
Right.
all the stuff that you would have known maybe 10 years ago,
Yeah.
15 years ago. To fix your own car, if they say this or that is bad, for all you know, that's really in the car now. Who knows?
Who knows?
Some damn computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's craziness. What do you think about the storm we got coming up? You think we've
I
lost
saw that.
enough?
I saw that earlier. Another storm alert just came up.
Storm alert and a lot of rain next week. Do you think we've lost enough snow to not have to worry too
I
much
think
about
so.
flooding?
Yeah, I think so. I think the snow we just got is already gone. I watched that Gunner Brook pretty closely because that's usually a good indicator. And it went up, and now it's dropped right back down again. So.
Yeah. They're saying that we could have 4 or 5 days of rain, coming at us next week in a row. And I know a lot of people are already talking about it on the weather reports and worried. But I think that and we are supposed to have some nice days this week as well. But this wind helps a lot too. And I think we've lost a lot of snowpack.
Well, we lost a lot the previous week and a half. But now the ground is probably saturated. So, and I don't think all the snow's melted off the mountains yet. But
So you think maybe
maybe
we have to...
I don't think it's going to be anything serious. Maybe small streams, brooks and streams, but I don't think there's enough snow now to really worry about it.
I sure hope not. I mean, I know that a few weeks ago we were at over 100 inches at the peak, and at that point it was a lot of worry. But I think that hopefully we've lost a lot. I have not looked today to see what it's at, but I think that we should probably be in a better place than we were.
Yeah.
As far as that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything that you're dying and waiting to do as soon as the weather gets better?
Well, I can get a little fishing in, I think. But that's going to be a while because the brooks and streams are up pretty high. But
Right.
Yeah.
Do you go ice fishing?
I haven't gone ice fishing in the last 3 or 4 years, maybe more than that. Used to go every now and then.
I'm petrified.
Are you?
Yes, I will not go out on the ice for any circumstances at all. I wouldn't, not even 1 foot onto the ice, petrified.
I went.
Just a thought.
Last time I went was probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and one of my friends, his son wanted to go, and he couldn't take him that day, so 2 of my other buddies were going, so I brought this kid along with us. So there was me and 2 of my buddies and this kid, and he'd never really been out. So I think we were at Harvey Lake, and the other 2 guys were walking out in front of us. And I said, "Well, come on." I said, "Just stick with me, and we'll go out. We'll drill a couple holes, and we'll fish." And so we're watching them go, and they're both bigger than me. And the kid says to me, "So, what if they start to go through the ice? What do we do?" I said, "You turn around and run like hell for the shore. That's what you do."
Yeah, right. Get out of here. They'll be fine.
I'm not going in that cold water.
Yeah, forget it. Well, that's one of my biggest fears for sure. I don't know, something about that just the thought of it makes me cringe. But I know a lot of people really enjoy it, and definitely are a lot of people looking forward to going this summer as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening up camps, doing
Opening
all
up
those
camp.
good things, and boating and fishing and good things that seem so far away.
Warm weather.
Yeah, we got the little teas a couple of weeks ago, and then, yesterday I wore my spring jacket. Today I have my winter one back on.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, it's April.
I know it. Right, it's mud season.
Yep.
Haven't seen a lot of that yet.
No.
Thank goodness. And maybe that's the good thing, is that it keeps coming in little spurts. The warm, then cold, warm, then cold. It's kind of easing its way out of the ground. Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah. I went out. I took a ride out to my camp last week, and there was just a couple spots. It's a dirt road off the paved road, and it wasn't too bad. But there's probably still some frost in it too. So.
I don't know if you saw, but I went out to my son's farm on Sunday.
I saw your
Did
pictures.
you see the little calf?
Yes.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
So that is one of my favorite things to do, is to go out to the farm. It's just it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
And they're just, even though they're cows, they're Jersey cows, and so they're so sweet anyways, and they are so very curious, but the babies melt my heart. I think that if he hadn't been looking, I could have easily put her in my car and taken her home. And I've had one before.
You did?
Yeah. I had one probably 15, 16 years ago now, but because it needed to be bottle fed. So I had it at home bottle feeding for a while. And I mean, they're just so adorable. Melt your heart. But that's I like to do that. I'll do that year round, but I love to go up to the farm and just hang out. And in the summertime, it's just so peaceful, and it always the cows are always out, and the fields are always all grown up, and it's just pretty, and I like to be up there. But I love to go fishing, but I haven't gone fishing in years. Maybe I should do that again.
Well, maybe we'll have to drag you out, go fishing.
Yep, go fish as long as I don't have to go out on any ice. I'm game. So, but I think really, I just wanted to make sure that we announce the winners of the contest that we did, or not really a contest, I guess, but the positive word. And I wanted to come in, say hi. Thank everybody for tuning in, and as we adjust to this new schedule, get used to a few things. A little birdie told me that Jeff also has one Monday a month that he can't be here. So, because you do cemetery stuff still. Little birdie said that to me. They said, "You tell Jeff, don't forget." That's what they said.
Really?
Yeah.
That I have cemetery stuff to do on Mondays?
One Monday a month.
Huh. That's news to me.
Oh, this little birdie better be calling you up, telling you what's going on.
Must be, because,
Do you think maybe she's just fooling us?
I don't know. I did go to a cemetery committee meeting last week. Was it last week? Wednesday?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's.
I was invited to a meeting.
Maybe she's fooling us. She's just giving us a April Fools. You never
Monday
know.
cemetery, huh?
Yep. One Monday a month, she says. So, anyways, we'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Have a great night. Stay warm, and it's not going to last long. So, tomorrow we'll be back at better temps. Not as cold, but
Yep.
the
And you-
rain, the snow, and the shitty weather is
You still got a
coming
few hours to
direct
get
at
a
us.
good April Fool's joke in on
Yeah.
someone too. So
Oh, and the little birdie says that's how much you pay attention. Now you have a mystery birdie. For weeks we had a mystery co-host. Now we have a mystery birdie. You'll see in the comments, but we'll see if you can figure
Judy?
it out. Yeah, this is Judy.
Judy, cemetery meetings are on Wednesdays, not Mondays, and once a month on Wednesdays.
She says you're the liaison for the council.
We haven't appointed any liaison yet, so
Oh, so you didn't assume that.
I was invited
You
just
didn't
because.
assume that position when you
Right.
took Teddy's place?
No, they haven't had. You know, that's one thing they used to have, and they stopped doing, was sending a council rep to committee meetings. But
Yeah.
I was invited by the chair. Well, not the chair, but Mark Girardi, who represents the Barry Granite Association on the cemetery committee.
Yep.
And he asked me to attend the meeting because they were discussing the COSI funds.
Yeah.
And he knew that I was involved from the start when I was working. So,
Well,
so maybe I will be going.
you never know.
I'll be going on Wednesdays, though, not on Mondays.
Yeah.
Once a month.
She says they changed it at the last meeting. We'll have to wait and see.
I
But for now,
guess.
we'll let you get out of here so that you don't get in trouble,
So I
and
can
that
go
you
over-
don't miss tonight's meeting.
Go over to my other meeting. Yeah.
Right, you'll be
Yeah.
in big trouble. So maybe you can fill us in tomorrow, maybe you can't, we'll see.
Maybe I can.
Because it's
Executive session.
executive session, so who knows, maybe it's something you'll be able to spill the beans, and maybe it's something that really doesn't matter. So anyways, we will catch you all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good night.